Bounty Hunters issue 37 finds Valance holding a memory of Yura in his mind, knowing that they have a lifetime to be together. His memory gets hazy as 4LOM shakes him from his mind, citing how his scanners tell him something is wrong with the hunter and maybe they should just cut their losses and save their resources in trying to save him. Valance assures the droid that he's fine and won't end up like some mindless droid. Kel meanwhile thinks that they are taking a big risk chasing a dubious lead, but Tonga knows that this will work and they have to save Valance as they meet with Boba Fett to get information on Tar Kligson. Kel asks how they even know this man, as in the past, Jango Fett races through the galaxy with an injured Tar Kligson, looking for a place to get him some help. Suddenly, the pirates pursuing them catch up, blasting the fire spray. Jango pulls the ship around and destroys the fighters, but another full squad arrives. He tells his friend that he knows a place that could help, contacting Tun Wee. The Kaminoan tells Fett though they can't help Tar, since as well as his generous compensation that they are paying him, he also signed a contract which forbid Fett from bringing outsiders to Kamino. They remind him that he's also contractually obligated to survive his current situation to continue his work for them. Suddenly, the ship's antenna is blown off, cutting communications with Tun Wee. Fett has enough, flipping the fire spray over and blasting the fighters following him and opening a gap for them to escape. Kligson knows an option, telling himself that his family swore that they would leave them in peace, and that peace has been honoured until now. He inputs a series of coordinates that Jango sees are off the charts, but Fett doesn't question it, knowing anywhere is better than there. He jumps the ship to hyperspace as in the present, Zell brings the bounty hunters to the same location, finding nothing in the sector. Tonga asks if the Grand Findsman Zuckuss can use his abilities to sense anything, but the being knows that there is something out there, but it is clouded. The ship begins scanning and finds an orbital body with a distortion field, meaning someone is trying to cloak something out there amongst the planets. Zell looks at the coordinates Fett gave them, finding that there is also a code embedded in it. She broadcasts the code out into space, and in front of them, a giant space station appears. In the past, Jango lands on the station, hoping his friend is right about this place. Kligson says that this is their last chance as they disembark. A group of droids suddenly attack the hunters, claiming they need to stop the humans, otherwise they will reveal their location to other humans. The droids come for Jango, who fights them off with all his weapons his Mandalorian armor has to offer before resorting to his vibroblades. One of the lead droids calls for the violence to stop, telling Fett that they are in his holy station and their sanctity cannot be disrupted by humans. In the present, that very same droid welcomes Valance and his crew with open arms. Tonga tells them who they are and they are in search of a cyborg expert named Kligson, hoping that they can help Valance. The droid grabs Valance, finding him to be perfection, and the Guardian will be most pleased to help. In the past, Kligson makes his identity known to the droids, telling them that his family were the ones who sheltered Ajax, Sigma, and the free droids on their moon when the Jedi were hunting them. The droids can tell he isn't lying as he asks for help, and the Guardian agrees to help them. However, the station must remain hollow, meaning Jango must leave. Fett refuses to abandon his friend, but Kligson tells him to leave, knowing that it's not his fault he was injured in the heist. He's just not as good a bounty hunter as Jango, and maybe fate always intended for him to be there. Jango doesn't believe in fate, as in the present, Valance is told his crew must stay behind while he goes with the droids. Valance tells his friends that he'll be back before they know it, but hours soon pass and the crew gets restless. Kel continues to try and one-up Tonga, knowing that her captain's strategy doesn't feel right. The changeling Katak takes on Tonga's form, mocking her and her choices, but Tonga threatens to have the hunter killed. Kel decides it's time to be proactive, wanting to interrogate one of the droids around the docking bay. Tonga has other plans, whispering to Zuckuss and 4LOM to break off and poke around a little. The two hunters do so, exploring the station, as Zuckuss finds his senses are muted in this place thanks to all of the inanimate objects, quickly apologizing to his droid partner. 4LOM just wants to move through the station silently and not draw attention as the already scourge-infected droids begin to hunt down the hunters. Valance meanwhile awakens tied to a chair, remembering Yura once more and vowing never to forget her. A being enters the room, telling Valance that he will need some patience since this operation takes precise calculation. He lowers a device onto Valance's head as the hunter asks if it will help fix his memories, since they are the only thing he has left of his old human self. The being knows that he could do that, but he won't be doing that, as it's revealed the being is the cybernetically modified Cligson, who intends on wiping Valance's entire mind and installing his own into his new upgraded body, intending on getting rid of Valance's small piece of humanity so it doesn't get in the way of Cligson's destiny.